I explored the Olmec mystery in considerable depth.
Can you explain that to people that maybe
in Fingerprints of the Gods? Yes. So it's considered to be the earliest high culture of Central America.
Deep in the lowland jungles of southern Mexico, enormous stone faces have stared out across the landscape for more than 3,000 years. They are silent, immovable, and unmistakable. Carved from single blocks of volcanic basalt, the Olmec colossal heads are among the most imposing monuments ever produced by an early civilization. For decades, they have been treated primarily as artistic masterpieces, portraits of rulers frozen in stone. Recent technological analysis, however, has shifted that understanding in a way few researchers anticipated.
Archaeologists have discovered a huge ancient city hidden underground in Mexico, which may give a better understanding of the Maya civilization.
The Olmec civilization flourished along the Gulf Coast of present-day Veracruz and Tabasco between roughly 1200 and 400 BCE. Long before the rise of the Maya or the Aztecs, the Olmec established large ceremonial centers such as San Lorenzo, La Venta, and Tres Zapotes. It was at these sites that the colossal heads were erected. 17 are known today. Some stand nearly 3 meters tall and weigh well over 20 tons. What has always troubled researchers is not simply their size, but how they were made and moved.
See these gorgeous details, like the line that's drawn around the lips, just giving that extra sense of dimension and definition.
The basalt used to carve the heads originated in the Sierra de los Tuxtlas, more than 90 kilometers from several Olmec sites. The Olmec possessed no wheeled transport, no metal tools, and no draft animals capable of hauling such immense loads. Yet the stones were quarried, transported across rivers and swamps, and carved with remarkable precision. The faces are calm, individualized, and proportionally balanced, suggesting they were intended as specific portraits rather than generic symbols of power.
A curious mystery that is not unconnected to the genetic mystery.
Until recently, nearly everything known about the heads came from their exterior surfaces. Archaeologists studied carving marks, erosion patterns, and stylistic details, but the interior of the stones remained inaccessible. Breaking them open was unthinkable.
Veracruz State in Mexico. We're just on the trail of the Olmec. Behind me, you can see one of the great Olmec heads.
That limitation changed with the introduction of high-resolution digital scanning. Using a combination of structured light scanning, laser mapping, and AI-assisted density analysis, researchers created full three-dimensional models of several colossal heads, including internal density profiles. For the first time, it became possible to examine what lay inside the stone without damaging it. The results unsettled even cautious analysts. The AI systems flagged internal features that did not match known geological formations. In multiple heads, scans revealed straight edges, shallow channels, and geometric voids inconsistent with natural basalt structure. These were not cracks caused by weathering or stress. They followed deliberate patterns. One head contained a narrow, hollow channel running vertically through part of the stone. Another showed a shallow circular depression embedded beneath the surface, invisible from the outside.
This whole construction had several construction episodes and was built directly on the bedrock.
Density analysis added another layer of complexity. Certain internal regions showed unexpected variations in density, including narrow bands enriched with magnetite and hematite. These minerals were not surface pigments. They were embedded deep within the stone, suggesting they were incorporated during carving rather than added later. Such placement would have required forethought and controlled removal of material, not random shaping. Surface analysis revealed details no human eye could detect unaided. Hyperspectral imaging identified extremely fine incisions, straight, evenly spaced lines too subtle to be seen in normal light. On the back of one head, a faint spiral motif emerged only under digital enhancement. The symmetry of facial features also proved striking. One sculpture displayed near-perfect bilateral symmetry in the eyes and mouth, a level of precision difficult to achieve with handheld stone tools alone. These findings forced researchers to reconsider long-standing assumptions. The heads may not have been carved in a single phase. Some may have been modified, reworked, or refined over extended periods. In at least 2 cases, earlier monuments, possibly thrones or altars, appear to have been reshaped into heads, indicating that the sculptures carried layered meanings tied to memory, ancestry, and authority. As analysis continued, researchers noticed another unexpected pattern: sound. During routine monitoring, instruments placed near one head detected a faint, persistent vibration around 7.83 Hz, the same frequency as the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural electromagnetic background. Subsequent tests showed that when low-frequency tones were played near certain heads, the stone vibrated subtly, producing measurable resonance. The effect was weak but consistent. Acoustic modeling suggested that the internal cavities and density variations could amplify specific frequencies. While some scientists caution that such effects may arise naturally in large stone masses, others note that the consistency across multiple sculptures is unusual. The possibility emerged that the heads were designed with an understanding, intuitive or empirical, of how sound interacts with stone. Archaeoastronomical studies added still more context. Spatial analysis of head placement revealed alignments with solar and lunar cycles, including solstices and equinoxes. Several heads also shared a common magnetic orientation. Around 1200 BCE, some appear to have aligned visually with Orion's belt, a constellation that held significance in later Mesoamerican cosmology. Beneath one head, excavations uncovered a buried chamber, an octagonal stone room containing a basalt pedestal and scattered obsidian fragments. Microscopic examination of the obsidian revealed fine grooves consistent with repeated vibration or abrasion. When digital sound patterns reconstructed from those grooves were played at the site, multiple nearby heads exhibited synchronized micro-vibrations, producing harmonic patterns that matched natural ground resonance. Local oral traditions, recorded long before modern scanning began, describe the heads as watchers or listeners, stones that once sang with the earth. While such accounts cannot be treated as empirical evidence, researchers noted that they align unexpectedly well with the acoustic data now emerging. None of this proves that the Olmec possessed advanced technology in the modern sense, but it does suggest a level of experimentation, observation, and symbolic integration far more sophisticated than earlier models allowed. The colossal heads were not merely oversized portraits. They were placed deliberately, modified intentionally, and possibly designed to interact with their environment in ways that extended beyond the visual impact. At the same time, mainstream archaeology urges caution. Many of the observed features may have natural explanations. Basalt can fracture internally. Large stones can resonate. Human perception is prone to pattern seeking. These counter-arguments are valid and ongoing. What has changed is that the conversation is no longer limited to surface impressions. The Olmec civilization itself supports a more complex interpretation. Archaeological evidence shows that the Olmec laid foundational elements of later Mesoamerican culture. Early calendar systems, iconography that would evolve into the feathered serpent, ritual ball games, long-distance trade networks, and monumental architecture. Their cities were planned, their society stratified, and their religious symbolism deeply embedded in art and landscape. In Mesoamerican belief systems, the head was the seat of identity, memory, and spiritual power. Carving only the head, and doing so at immense scale, may have been a way to preserve rulers beyond death, not simply as likenesses, but as enduring presences anchored to place and time. What the AI scans ultimately reveal is not terror, but complexity. They show that the colossal heads were products of a civilization that understood stone, space, and symbolism in ways still not fully understood. They challenge the assumption that early societies worked only at the limits of survival, rather than experimenting with form, meaning, and environment. The Olmec heads do not offer clear answers. They were never meant to. They remain what they have always been: silent witnesses to a civilization that shaped the cultural foundations of Mesoamerica and then vanished, leaving behind monuments that continue to resist simple explanation. And as new tools allow us to look deeper, literally inside the stone, the question is no longer how impressive the heads are. It is how much of their purpose we have yet to understand.
Maybe
In Fingerprints of the Gods. Yes, so it's considered to be the earliest high culture of Central America.